Alright, let's break down what's happening right now with Ukraine and NATO, because things are getting tense, fast. So, you might have seen the headlines. Russia's been ramping up attacks, not just inside Ukraine, but right along NATO's borders. We're talking about missiles and drones flying dangerously close to countries like Poland, Romania, both NATO members. That's a big deal. Now, here's where it gets interesting. There's a growing push to close Ukraine's skies. But what does that actually mean? Basically, closing the skies is military speak for setting up a no-fly zone. That means NATO or its allies would actively stop Russian planes and missiles from entering Ukrainian airspace, using their own fighter jets' air defense systems. Sounds simple, right? But it's actually super complicated and risky. If NATO steps in and shoots down a Russian jet, that's not just helping Ukraine, that's NATO and Russia going head-to-head. And that could spiral into a much bigger conflict. That's why, since the start of the war, NATO's been really careful. Lots of military aid, yes, but direct involvement, not so much. But now, with Russia's attacks creeping closer to NATO territory, some leaders are saying, enough is enough. They argue that closing the skies would protect civilians, stop Russian missiles, maybe even force Russia to back off. Others warn it could pull all of Europe, and maybe even the world, into a wider war. So, what's the right move? On one hand, letting Russia keep bombing Ukraine with impunity isn't working. On the other, direct NATO action could be the spark for something much, much worse. It's a classic high-stakes dilemma. And honestly, there's no easy answer. So, I want to know what you think. Would closing Ukraine's skies actually stop Russia? Or would it just make things more dangerous for everyone? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm really interested to see where you all stand. And hey, if you want to stay updated on what's happening in Ukraine, NATO, and beyond, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.